Welcome back once again. This is my third crack at the video. Malfunctions everywhere. I should have sirens here going off. All the stuff I wanted to add to the show is time consuming, and I'm having difficulty loading it up into the computer. So hopefully at the next show tomorrow, you guys will have a better looking Bleacher Bumz Sportz video. Anyway, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I'm really not, because this is video. You won't see the other two train wrecks that just happened. So I'm going to get right to it, so that the computer doesn't crash on me like it did a few minutes ago. Anyway, we had a rough day yesterday. My favorite play of the day, UAB and FAU over 148.5, did not come through. UAB basically didn't show up and do their part. And that's just how it rolls, man. It's just how it rolls. NCAAB basketball, 2-3. We hit the Purdue -5 over Ohio State. We hit Marquette -1.5 over Xavier. It did not hit. All right, you want to come up here? This is Miss Kitty. Anybody? Nice cat, nice kitty. Huge cat person. She does some of my picks for me. The losing ones she does. All the winning ones I do. Miss Kitty does. She does the not so good picks. Is that true? Is that true, Miss Kitty? Yeah, she's a great kitty. Rescue. Always rescue kitties. All right, go do your thing. Well, so what goes on with live videos? Anyway, all right, she's going to stay around here. You stay down. Let me get through this. Sorry about that. NBA, 2-3. Indiana, we hit -5.5 over Detroit. Boston -4.5 over Atlanta. Did not hit the Knicks, who have been hot on the road. Getting 5, could not get it done in LA. Clippers took care of that. Sacramento, Phoenix, under 2, 39.5, did not hit. Miami -2.5 over Orlando, didn't hit. And NHL was worse. Just an absolute train wreck of a day. Boston won, but they didn't cover the puck line. Rangers and the Sabres, over 6.5. Shit show there. Nobody scored. I think it was 2-1, some garbage like that. We had Chicago, Tampa over 1.5 first period. Ottawa, Vancouver over 1.5 first period. Both clunkers. We did hit the Philly and Pittsburgh over 1.5. And I had just got done telling you guys how hot the over 1.5 right now is. I mean, teams that shouldn't do it are doing it. It's crazy. But it keeps our winning percentage is still nice, especially for NHL, 61.82 for this season. Units are up. All the units are up in our picks, which is always a good thing. NBA, 59.29%, and our college basketball has dipped to 55.5. Today, play your college basketballs light, half a unit maybe. It's just you're in your. They're going all out. So some of the trends you can look at and think, well, yeah, maybe that trend would fit this game. I'm going to play them lightly. I do have my favorite college game. Yale right now is underway because of my shitty computer problems I'm having. Otherwise, I'd had this video up hours ago. So my apologies. No idea what the score is. I posted it on Facebook, so if you're going to Facebook, you will see all my plays for the day. We're in the second half. Yale is down 51-41. So that game is well underway. Yale, I did have Yale -3.5, and they're almost halfway through the second half. Yale can still come back. And their defense is playing well. Their offense looks like they're just not getting shit done. Yale's won the last 10 out of 11 games, and including 2 against this Princeton team. And I think anybody who knows college sports, it's really hard to sweep a series. So Princeton's seen Yale twice. They think they've got them pegged. But let's just see what happens. Okay. My favorite NCAA basketball game, I was flip-flopping between the two, and then I just could not get away from Purdue. Purdue minus 7.5. I mean, I really like the Houston minus 5.5. They're just playing on a whole different level. I think you're looking at your NCAA champions if Houston can hold it together and continue dominating the way they are dominating. I really like Houston to win the whole thing this year. Memphis has been playing really good basketball. I 5.5 might be too much. Purdue minus 7.5 over Penn State. I like that the most out of your college hoops. Actually, I do like, what I like most is the first half. You're gonna spend some money though. It is minus 240, and like I've always said, I try not to go above minus 130 unless there's one that's just bam, just absolutely love. I love this. This is like my favorite play, but it's too much. Minus 240 is just too much to do. But Purdue has won the first half in their last 15 games against non-AP ranked opponents, and that's what Penn State is. But I like them. With a solid play at minus 7.5. You're looking at minus 110, a typical bet. I just think that I think Purdue will win the first half, and it's going to be tight, maybe 2 or 3 points. But I think in the end, it's just going to be too much for Penn State. They made a nice run. I think Purdue, you're looking at probably a number 1 seed also when it all comes out. I like VCU minus 2 over Dayton. VCU has won their last 8 games. Texas A&M and Alabama. This was a tough one for me to wrap my head around. I don't like a winner in either one, but I do like the points here. 146.5 is way too much. Each of Texas A&M's last 7 games against the top 10 AP ranked opponent has produced a total of 133 or fewer points. We're looking at 146.5. Alabama can throw up some points. We know that. I just see this as this going to be, I think, a lot of stress on both sides. They want this win in the worst way. The defenses are going to step up. We're not going to see a high-scoring game. The only way, in my opinion, that this goes over is if we see overtime, and it's a very good chance that you could see it. Alabama's favored by 5. I do not like that at all. If I were to pick a side, I'd probably take the Aggies. I think this is going to be a defensive. They're really going to strap it on for this game and really focus on the defense for both sides. Like I said before, Yale minus 3.5 over Princeton. Like I said, I'm very transparent. If I lose, I lose. I just like the Yale team better than Princeton. Right now, they're losing by 10 with 12:03 to go. Could be a loss. But that is not my favorite play of the day, which I'm going to get to in just a second. NBA. Let's jump to the NBA. Camera is still working. Okay, that's the issue I was having, so I'm keeping an eye on my camera. For whatever reason, it doesn't want to work. Has everything, as you can see, fucking backwards. Anybody knows how to fix that on the computer? I know nothing about fucking computers. Throw sports and music in front of me, I'd tell you whatever you need to know. But why this says that backwards and everything here backwards, like I'm lifting my left hand, it probably shows my right. And so whatever. I don't know how to fix that. So if anybody knows how to do it, I got some free picks for you. Surprise, huh? NBA, OKC over San Antonio. San Antonio's at home. The Thunder have won, and I can't believe I'm even saying this because the Thunder earlier in the year just looked like everything's falling apart. They had their injuries. They just couldn't get it together. And now, I mean, Christ, they're playing for a playoff spot. They have won and covered the spread in 4 of their last 5 games. In that span, they have averaged slightly over 121 points per game, which ranks in the top 10. Close to 48% shooting from the field. They are going they're going up against a Spurs team that has allowed 128 points per game, over 55% shooting from the field. They're basically not doing shit out there, is basically what that's saying. And they, in both those categories, they rank in the bottom 3. So OKC -3 over San Antonio, even though it's in San Antonio, could have been easily my favorite play of the day. I found one a little better, but that one is a juicy one. Jump on that one. That is 5 hours, 48 minutes away. You got plenty of time for that. So I'm guessing that's a 7 o'clock game, 7:05. Charlotte. We're going to go with Charlotte +8 over Cleveland. They have Hornets have won their last 4 out of their last 5 games as home underdogs against the Eastern Conference. I'm really shocked that this spread is what it is. Yes, Cleveland has definitely stepped it up. I just don't see it. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. The over and under is 220, which tells you something. I think because Charlotte can put up some points along with Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is better, but no way at home. I think if Cleveland wins, they're gonna sneak one out here. And a lot of times, teams like Cleveland, some of these better teams overlook some of these horrible teams. Being here in Detroit, we see it all the time. People come in and take us for granted, and we may slip in a win here and there. That's why it's really tough to bet against teams like that. So give me Charlotte +8, and I've seen 8.5 too. Take that if you can get it. Let's see. DraftKings has it. Yeah, DraftKings has +8.5. So does BetMGM. So there you go. Really like that game. Portland and New Orleans. In New Orleans, the Big Easy. Each of the Pelicans' last 6 games have gone under this number of 230, and I definitely see that happening. So we're going to go under 230.5. Bradley Beal, my boy from Washington, over 24.5 points, which makes no sense to me. He has scored 28 or more points in each of his last 8 road appearances versus the 76ers. He loves playing against Philly. Maybe Philly's said, hey, we need to step somebody up on him, but they haven't yet. So let's jump on his prop over 24.5, -106 at FanDuel. Jusuf Nurkic of Portland, under 22.5 PRAs, -110. He has hit the under 22.5 in his last 10 games. He's hit it 8 times. That was one that stuck out for me too. We're going to jump down now to the NHL. My 5 best bets in the NHL. We're heading out to the desert in Arizona. This is probably my favorite one here, and it's strange that it's so low. Let me see if it's still where it needs to be. Wow, it's going up, guys. Minnesota money line over Arizona. So we're going to change this up. I have listed on Facebook Minnesota the money line. Let's do the 3-way money line, meaning they have to win in regular time. That's all it means. I've been playing a lot more 3-ways this year. The overtimes are still where they're at, but the games that I've pegged for a 3-way have done really well. I should keep a track of my 3-ways in the NHL. I do have it posted as a money line. Earlier today, it was -120, and it is now all the way up to minus 200. I'm going to have to look into that. Something's going down in the desert. So, let's see what it has over here. I get updated things, guys. Just bear with me. Nice. Okay, so let's do a three-way. Yep, three-way Minnesota over Arizona. It'll minus 120 on bet 365. I'll check some other places, but I'm going to continue on here before my computer crashes again. So that I love most. Minnesota's third in goals against per game and probably has the best goalie tandem in the Western Conference. Philippe Gustafsson should get the start tonight. He has a 1.91 goals against and a .935 save percentage. And to make matters worse for Arizona, Mr. Philippe is much better on the road, has a higher percentage on the road than he does at home. So good luck, Arizona. Minnesota, three-way. Love it. Boston beat Detroit, but we're going to take Detroit tonight, plus 1.5. The number's right for us, minus 118. The Red Wings have covered the puck line in 17 of their last 18 games as home underdogs against opponents who are on the second leg of a back-to-back. Anybody who's played hockey knows back-to-back games are rough. And you can say that with all the sports, but hockey, back-to-backs are nasty, and that's what I look for all the time. These games that are back-to-back. And I should have a winning percentage. I'm sure I could pull it up on teams that are on a back-to-back and how they come out the next day. So I like Detroit, even with the moves they've made, whether I agree with them or not. Not a big hockey fan. Not a big Detroit Red Wing fan. Yes, I'm going to catch shit for that, but that's okay. But I do like them today. Winnipeg and Tampa, over 1.5. Here we go again. First period, the over 1.5 goals has hit in each of the last 7 games between the two teams. Minus 117, you can't beat that. Ottawa plus 1.5 versus Calgary. Calgary's at home, but we're going to take Ottawa plus the goal and a half. We're going to take them on the puck line. Underdogs have covered that puck line in each of Calgary's last 9 games on their home ice. I love that. It's a little steep at minus 129. I've seen it even higher. So between 120 130 is always good. So let's just try to keep it in there if we can. Right now, Bet Online has minus 129. So get it in. Love that game. And we're going to go back with Mikael Backlund of Calgary. We are hitting his shots on goal. And we're, if it's not broke, let's not try to fix it. So he has hit the over 3.5 shots on goal in 9 out of his last 10 games. These are trends that I love. The personal prop type of bets. And this one is one. I mean, there's a handful that I do like, but I'm just giving you guys my favorites of the bunch. I mean, I could go through tons of them. Let's see if I can give you a few more that I liked. You know, hockey names are just a lot of fun, I got to tell you, to pronounce. But like I said, and we had Mr. Troy Terry the other day. This was one I was thinking of putting up for you guys. Jump on his, if you want an extra one, Troy, take his, why does this computer keep doing this? Take his under 2.5 shots on goal. He's hit it out of his last 8 to 10 times, 10 games. And then Sebastian Aho from Carolina. He's a can't miss guy too. Shots on goal over 2.5. It's a bit steep at minus 145. That's going to bob around a little bit, yeah, but that's a solid play. It's a little steep, but it's good. I like that one. All right, so those are your three sports. Now, on my favorite play yesterday, as I said before, I lost on the UAB FAU over. We are stepping up here. We are going to the NBA. We're going to take, this is a 2-unit play, so this is a big one, guys. New York Knicks and LA Lakers. We're going to go under, and I hate unders. All the bets, I can't stand going under. I don't know what it is. I just don't like them. They're always, I guess maybe because they're nail biters at the end. You see the points come, you're like, oh my God. But we're going to run with this one. We saw it. Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, well, last time these two teams played, they threw up 252 points, and I understand that. But circumstances then were different than they will be tonight. That game went into overtime. Lakers still had Russell Westbrook on their roster, and LeBron was playing, and they increased the pace of the game. Assuming we get to see a slower tempo game tonight, the scoring, I believe, should be down. The Knicks also have struggled with scoring, and in 2 of their last 3 games, they only put up 95 and 105 points. And without the 23.8 points per game Brunson, it could be tough to get points against the defense of the Lakers, because the Lakers' defense is really, really good. Now, the total is gone, 7-2 on the under in the last 9 Laker games, and it has cashed in 6 of their last 7 at home. So for the Knicks, the under is cashed 4 times out of their 6 last road games. I just see this as a no-brainer, and I love the -109. BetMGM has it under 232.5. Way too many points. I think you're going to see like a 115, 110, somewhere around there. So it could be a nail biter, but they're gonna get into the hundreds, but it's gonna be real low 100s. I wouldn't be surprised if one of the teams are in the 90s. So this is just a game that just has under written all over it. All right. So let's get to betting, putting your money down in some of these games. Enjoy some of those games. If you took the Yale, like I told you to take, we're looking at 8 minutes left in the game. Yale is making a comeback. They're down 48-55. So let's see what happens. Otherwise, pad up that Nick Laker game, and let's cash some tickets. A friend of mine, Sean Grimes, had mentioned maybe do a food, some sort of food review, or something that has to do with food, because I do want to branch off into music, movies. I want to do everything, but I want the focus to stay here on making you guys some money. So the food thing I think would be great, because we've got Major League Baseball coming up, and it's just tailgating, barbecuing, spring's coming. So yeah, Sean Dog, we'll talk about it, and we'll come up with something, maybe throw some bets in along with some tailgating food or something like that. We'll come up. We're shooting from the hip. It's what Bleacher Bumz Sports does. All right, have a great day. Win some money. We'll talk tomorrow, and good luck, everybody. Enjoy your day.